Sports Corner. I'm doing a Skype for probably the second time on my show, and it's Tycie Coppett. Am I right?
Coppett.
Coppett.
Yes.
I got the name right. And she's a phenomenal bodybuilder, among other things. And I really found it an honor to be able to get her on my Skype and talk to her about her training, her career, what she's done, because she's made some major titles. And it's not every day you get someone like that, especially in the female division. So, Tycie, I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Now, where are you? You're not here.
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 86 degrees today.
Yeah, it's like 80 here, too. Atlanta's a nice place.
Yes.
When I wrestled on tour, I was in Georgia and Alabama and all the southern states. And I really enjoyed myself. People were awesome, and the food was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's Southern hospitality. We have it here.
It's hard to keep your abs when you're eating like that.
Yes, it is.
All right, I have a question. How old were you when you started bodybuilding? What got your spark going on something like that?
You know, I've been an athlete all my life. I ran track and played basketball in high school. Then I went off to run track in college.
Okay.
And, of course, they put us on a weight regimen in college, and that is where I developed my love for the weight room. So I started lifting actually when I was about 18.
Oh, really? What kind of lifting did you do? Was it like basically bodybuilding, powerlifting, or what?
Yeah, I was a jumper, so we did a lot of power moves, a lot of squats, a lot of deadlifts, clings.
Yeah.
So that's what really kind of drove my passion for lifting.
Well, that's good for your foundation. I did the same thing with powerlifting. I really liked it, but I thought, if I'm going to powerlift, I want to have a body too. I just want to look like a big powerlifter. So you get into the situation where you learn a little bit more about diet, right?
Right.
And how to train your muscles for a bodybuilding shape, which is different than powerlifting.
Very different than powerlifting.
So let me ask you this: when you were training like that, did you have your focus or goals on entering a show, or did that come like later?
No, you know, the funny thing is I think I was a sophomore in college, and I told my strength coach at that time, I saw a show on ESPN. It was a bodybuilding show, and I said, I'm going to be on there one day.
Yeah.
And that was my inspiration, and I guess I never knew many years later I would fulfill that prophecy, but it was, interesting how things just kind of transpired since then.
I quoted Bruce Lee once. He said, you have to be like water, and water finds its own path. And I thought about that. You know what it really does? You have a goal in mind, you have something you want to do, but you find different paths along the way and different roads that you take, like the octopus on my arm. I mean, I have all these tentacles, and those are roads that I've gone down. And then it's like, what would happen if I never took that road? What would I be doing then? But you don't know because you never experienced that.
That's right.
So what you do is you follow what works for you, and then bodybuilding can branch off to different roads. There's all types of things you can get with sponsors and films, and who knows where it can go. You just do the best you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kind of really my goal right now, is to maximize my moment and see what happens and where bodybuilding takes me.
I think you should. You're working a full-time job too?
I work full-time and I work part-time and I'm in school part-time. So I have like 5 jobs.
What kind of work are you doing?
I'm sorry?
What kind of work are you doing?
So I'm in education. I'm a full-time college administrator. I actually teach part-time online college courses.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm in my 3rd year of my doctoral program at the University of Georgia.
See, and they say bodybuilders have no brains. Look at me and you.
I got a little one.
Yeah, you got a big one. When do you find time to train?
You know what? It's a part of my life. I've always trained.
I know.
So it's like I can't imagine myself not training.
I'm not saying that for me. I'm saying it for those who are watching, because I have so many people, and I'm sure you hear it as well. I just don't have time to go to the gym. You know what? You can make time.
You have to make time, yes, and the 24 hours in a day, and really it's about time management, and it's a sacrifice. You have to be willing to make a sacrifice. If that's getting up a little bit earlier or going to bed a little bit later, there's always time.
Oh, I'm totally agreeable with you. Let's talk a little bit about your titles. You were in the 2013 Olympia. You were runner-up?
I was runner-up.
That's as good as winning. It's the same thing as winning.
It felt like it. It certainly did. It was the inaugural Women's Physique Olympiad. It was an amazing experience, and to place second was unbelievable.
You're darn right it is. Then you did 2014. You were 3rd place on that one.
Yep, I was 3rd, absolutely. I still felt like I won.
You did. 3rd is a winner.
Thank you.
And then you did the Arnold Classic.
Yes.
And you were 3rd as that as well.
I was 3rd again, absolutely.
Did you get to meet Arnold?
I did not get to meet him, but I saw him from a distance and I waved.
We have a lot of history together. When we first moved here, we hung out and we hit the marina and picked up girls together, and it was a different lifestyle, but it was a good lifestyle. We had a good time. But he does put on a good show, and everybody's there. I know that.
It was phenomenal. The fans were phenomenal. The venue was phenomenal. It was just a great experience. It was actually my first time going to the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's great.
You know, I hate to say this.
You gotta go.
No, I know that, but you get to a certain comfort in life as you get older, and I like my house. I like to be home, and I don't want to go out among crowds of thousands of people. It's just very uncomfortable for me. Even
I
though
got it.
I'm good socially, I just don't feel like being in tight places like that. But one of these days, I'm going to go. I'm going to take my show there and have a booth.
You should. You would have a
Well,
great time.
this summer, I don't know, you ever been on to Venice? You come down to Venice?
I've not been. Well, I've been to Venice Beach once. Yes, and I've been to California quite a few times. So
Okay.
yes.
Well, they have the Memorial Day classic bodybuilding show in Venice. Then they have 4th of July and they have Labor Day. Well, this year I've got three shows. I'm taking my booth with all my clothing. We're going to be selling for Risk Corner, do interviews and all that. So it gives me a chance to get out with the people and meet them because
Nice.
it seems like with this show, wherever I go, people are stopping me nowadays. It's like it's just caught on. So
That's great.
yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, I really enjoy
Absolutely.
doing it. You're training how many days a week?
When I'm training for a show, I actually train 6 days a week, and I just take one day of rest. That one day is not really on any specific day. It's just I kind of go with what my body feels.
It's just however you rotate it, you take that day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How many body parts per week? I don't mean per week. How many times do you work each body part a week?
At least twice.
Okay.
Yep, at least twice.
You ever done it once? Just once a week?
No, no. If I do, it's probably chest once a week. But shoulders and back and legs, I typically work those twice a week.
I'm with you on that. I know a lot of people that say, "Oh, I only work once a week," but once a week's just not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And years ago, when I started, days of actually Steve Reeves, who was the classic bodybuilder, they trained everything 3 times a week, and they made progress. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. The whole body 3 times a week. That's a lot of work. But
It
the gyms
is.
were only open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So and then ladies' day was Tuesdays and Thursdays, so they split it up. But they made good gains on it. But today that would be considered overtraining.
Absolutely, absolutely.
do you
What do you
have-
think has changed? I mean, why was that Why is it overtraining now, but it wasn't overtraining then? What's the difference?
Well, what the difference is back then they would do 3 sets of 10 per body part. I mean, like for chest, 3 sets of 10, then their chest, 3 sets of 10. It was really, really basic, but they had phenomenal bodies. And their diet was clean. There wasn't really a lot of drugs floating around at the time. It was basically milk and meats and cheeses and stuff like that. And a lot of the guys were on a high-fat diet. Like Vince Giron always professed that you have to have a lot of cream. A lot of cream are fats, and fats burn as energy. So you have the fats and the proteins, but you eliminate the carbs. And that's how you get cut and you get muscular. And it was also a lifestyle where these guys trained year-round, and they were in shape year-round. They didn't have an on-season, off-season thing
Right.
like today's bodybuilders. So it's a different thing, but it was good. It was a natural tan in the sun. It wasn't that spray crap, which I can't stand. I look like an orange walking around. But
I don't get orange. I get golden bronze,
Yeah,
so I love it.
I can almost get as dark as you.
With the tan?
Just sitting in the sun.
Really?
Yeah, I get really dark. But
Oh
I've
my
had some bouts with some skin problems from the sun over the years, and so I don't sit out that much anymore. It's just I just maintain the color. I don't know. Well, it just does. How's your diet?
My diet is good. In the off season, I have a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
But I try to eat clean about 80% of the time when I'm off season, because it's easier to stay in shape, than to have to work to get back in shape.
Well, that's my theory. I mean, back in the day, I know guys would bulk up 20, 30 pounds and then they have to lose it. It's like it's the bulk up.
No way.
They don't use that term anymore. But everything you gain, you got to spend time losing. Is it harder
That's
for
right.
you as a female to lose weight?
It's very, very, very easy. I have a very fast metabolism, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Okay.
So my problem is the opposite. I have to work to keep the weight on.
Okay.
So in the off season, I have to work to eat a lot, in order to maintain my muscle mass, and then I continue to eat more as I'm competing. So,
Yeah.
I guess it's the lesser of two evils, but it's still,
No,
my
that's
struggle.
good. Now what about cardio? Do you throw cardio in there?
I do throw cardio in there, but my cardio is very, very leisure because I burn very quickly.
Okay.
So I'm grateful that I do anywhere between 30 minutes to maybe an hour a day. I split that up in 2 intervals, but it's steady state. I don't do any high intensity, no running,
Okay.
nothing like that at all. So it's really leisure. I'm on the treadmill or I'm on the Stairmaster, and I'm just kind of listening to some music and reflecting. So
Okay.
it's good for me. I take it as, time for reflection.
Do you think it attributes to losing body fat as well, or no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, of course, it depends on your caloric intake, and deficit and that ratio. So
I brought this up for a reason, because back in the days we were training, we didn't do cardio. There was no machines in the gym. If we took a run on the beach once in a while, that was about it, but it was all diet. And today in the gyms, and I know you see this as much as I do, you look around, you see some people there all day. They're on a treadmill all day.
yes,
And year after year after year, their body never changes. And it's like, why? You're putting the time in, but something's just not working.
it's that diet.
It is the diet.
Yep.
It is.
It's that diet. And I tell everyone that with bodybuilding, it's 80% diet.
Totally 80%. And you have to eat several times a day.
Yes.
And people don't get that. They'll say, well, I only eat once a day and I can't lose weight. Well, that's why you don't lose weight.
That's right.
You can't do this once a day thing, right?
That's right.
What are your plans for the future as far as competing? I mean, you're a busy woman. Jeez.
I know. I'm trying to balance everything out. So I really want to spend some time this year getting out on the scene a little bit more with the pro shows and some guest posing,
Okay.
and even some national shows, just to kind of get out there and meet and greet.
Sure.
But I don't plan to compete again until the Olympia in September. So that's 6 months from now.
Okay. Well, that sounds good to me. I'm glad you're on
Yeah,
here.
I'm excited.
Well, I'll put this out for my fans to see, and they'll support you, and I'll insert some photos in that as well, and I'll send you a copy of it.
Thank
And if you get
you.
out to Venice, be sure and look me up. We'll do a live interview.
I sure will. I would love to be there live.
It would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Listen, let me remind you, because I have to remind my viewers as well. I have two websites, rickdrasin.com and rickscorner.com, but I have a new one called Rick Drasin Originals Designs, and it's T-shirts. All my designs with the Gold's Gym, the World Gym, and all the bodybuilding designs, which there's not a lot of in this industry. There never has been, but it comes out in about a week, and it's going to be worldwide, so I'm excited about that. And I'll send you
Absolutely.
I'll send you a couple of tank tops for ladies. Some
That
pastel
would be
colors.
great. That
All
would be
right.
awesome.
Tycie,
I feel
thanks
like
so much.
it's Christmas.
Tell the fans, where can they reach you if they want to on the internet?
If you want to reach me, I am on Facebook under Tycie Coppett, my athlete page. You can find me on Twitter at Tycie Coppett and Instagram Tycie Coppett.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for guesting for me.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
And we shall do it again. If you ever come up with a topic or subject you'd like to talk about beyond this, I'm always open to do it.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.